I just thought I'd do a quick video on Deshon Elliott and a few plays from the Week 6 game against the Bengals where he played that third safety role. It's the best film we've got from him in a regular season game. Full disclaimer, I've been a big fan of his since we drafted him. He was a playmaker in college and that carried over into his preseason games. But what surprised me most about him since he's put on the purple is his range. Here's Deshon, and I'll play the play first. And it's incomplete. I've got the reverse angle as well, but the first thing I'd like to show you, I just really appreciate this kind of movement pre-snap. Here he is. I like this sort of lurking presence that he has. It's very confident. It's purely aesthetic, but so much of Wink's defense is built schematically on disguise. That I just really appreciate that kind of pre-snap movement. In terms of the actual play, if you watch the snap, it's quick read, and drops very quickly into the right spot. And he makes the read and breaks. I'd like to see the break a little bit. You see how he rounds a little bit. I'd like to see that a little bit tighter. But to be honest, it's just he's a tiny fraction late, and he's not too late, not ridiculously late. But it's something I think it's because he gets caught watching the QB. If we watch here, we can see this walk in, drop in, and you can see he knows where he's going. I like this, he's looking. And then just as he gets to the bottom of his drop, you see him look back at Dalton, and you see, if you watch it as we play through, that little hesitation makes him slightly late on this break. And it's a thing you'll see a little bit in his tape at the moment. He's quick, he has range, but sometimes he just hesitates a little bit or gets caught watching the QB. It's an adage of corner play that if you watch the QB, you'll be watching him complete passes on you, and it's not dissimilar in safety play more generally. This play is a great example of the good in his game. Here's Deshon. Boom. He makes a great read and shows off great range to get there, and the playmaking ability to get to the ball and jar it loose in a critical situation to get the defense off the field. If you see here, you can see it's third down. But we see here, he's the deep safety, the ball's out, and he's gone. He's already on his way. And he gets there. I like the angle he takes. Clearly, if you see the angle he sets off at, he knows that this is where he's going to meet the ball. And now, even though the ball's a little bit underthrown, or at least that's where the ball is thrown, the collision point is basically exactly where he angled to get to. It's nice instincts. It goes back to his playmaking from college. He knows how to find the football, and you can see Marlon is pumped. That you can see from the other angle. Marlon's absolutely pumped. This last play we're going to talk about kind of exemplifies everything else we've found here so far. Good read, good range, good playmaking, but also a tick slow to react, or a little bit of a hesitation. So here's Deshon, deep safety again. Also, notice this communication stuff going on. I think they're both telling Earl, Chuck, and Deshon something. I'm not really sure, but clearly Deshon ends up, I don't know, covering in some way where he thought Earl might be. But anyway, he comes across and he makes this play. Here's the release. Ooh, there. So he's got all this ground to make up, and again, takes a good angle, good range, and makes the play. In fact, this is the play that ends his season, because while bailing out Justin Bethel here, Bethel actually rolls up on his leg. You might be able to see that. yeah, it's Bethel who traps that leg there. That's unfortunate. But what I like here is how much ground he covers, and that he seems to be covering for Earl Thomas, who might be in no man's land. I'm not really sure what Earl's doing here. Now, the bit that kind of shows me he's a bit late, you see, he breaks and then stops when Dalton pulls back, and then goes again. Now, he gets there on time, but I just wonder if those are the types of hesitations that he'll iron out with more reps against live fire. As many coaches and players have said, Deshon is a confident guy, and he's definitely confident in his own abilities, bordering on arrogant, but in a good way. And that hopefully is going to lead to some fractionally quicker decisions this year. It's not that I think he's far away, I just think there's moments maybe where he could minimise, I guess, the time to get to the spot. What I found interesting, especially during the training camp lives the Ravens have been putting out, was something Jerry Sandusky said about him looking like a starter, even before Earl Thomas was out the building, that he just holds himself like a starter, and that will help. But also that he sort of comes downhill faster than any of the other defensive backs on the roster in the running game. That's a really good sign, and that builds off the stuff you find in the preseason film.